Hi, I'm Eric. I'm with the Howard County Library. I work at the Elk Ridge branch of the DIY Education Center, and we now have pneumatic nailers. We have different types of pneumatic nailers, so what you'll want to do is speak with the staff member when you come in about your project, and they will advise you which type to use. Just go over these quickly. This one is a pin nailer for smaller projects, smaller nails. This one is a finish nailer. It can be used for most of your finishing products, molding, things like that. This one is a framing nailer. This is a big one. And this one would be more for framing, 2x4s and things like that. When you borrow this from us, you will get your nailer, you will get your hose, and you will get your compressor. So what we'll do is we'll demo the finish nailer today, a very common application. So the hose will come with quick connects, which allow you to easily connect this to the compressor and to the nailer. So what we're going to do is just slide this back, slide it on there, make sure it's nice and secure. And we're going to do the reverse into the compressor. And this will have 2 ports in case you're using 2 different nailers. And again, make sure it's nice and tight in there. What's important to remember is there's a little valve on here. We need to make sure that's closed, because what will happen is it'll just start to pump air and all the air will come back out. So this will release it after we're finished too. All right, you plug it in and then you start it up. So once the tank stops, that means you've hit the pressure. Okay, so here's the tank pressure. Again, that depends, the regulated pressure is going to depend upon which, how wide the nails are that you're using. The thicker the nail, the more pressure you'll need. Anywhere between 70 and 120 pounds. We can help you with that. You can also look that up. Around 100 is usually pretty good for a finish nail, and you'll be able to tell if the finish nail does not drive or it's driving too deep. So here's the tank pressure, here's the regulated pressure, and with this little knob, you can either plus or minus this, so we'll turn up the pressure, and we'll get that close to 100. And then we are ready to start driving some nails. All right, so next, we're gonna load the nailer. So what we're gonna do, there's a slide down here, I already have it down. We're gonna pull the slide down, we're gonna take our finish nails, and again, take a look, make sure it's sharp on this side, there's a small head on this side. We're gonna slide those in here, and then we're gonna let this go to keep the nails right up top there. And then remember, safety glasses always, ear protection too. And then we'll get nailing. So when you place the nailer down, this end has to be depressed on there before you can fire the trigger. This is a safety feature, so you can't just shoot nails out. So if the nailer stops working, which you may have as a jam, you may be able to see a nail or maybe a bent nail coming out of here. You may not, but at any rate, unhook the nailer completely from the compressor and take the nails out of the chamber. And then what you're gonna do is open this. This has a quick release. You're gonna pop this off. You're gonna look in there and you will find your nail and you'll be able to push it on out. It's as easy as that. Okay, so now we're gonna unhook it just the same way we hooked it up. And keep in mind that anytime you leave the gun unattended, pass it to someone, take it up a ladder, clear out a jam, you're gonna wanna unhook it from the pressure. So let's start by unplugging it from the power source. And then we'll turn off the unit as well. And then we're gonna let the air pressure out. And this is important, because as I may not have mentioned, what'll happen is the air stays in there, it will turn to water, and then the water will rust the tank out eventually. So you're gonna let go of that. All right, so we're gonna make sure this is all the way loosened and get all the pressure out of there before disconnecting our nailer. And then, it doesn't really matter the order. Then we're gonna do the exact opposite. We're gonna pull off this quick connect. And then we're gonna take this hose off here. And there we go. All right, so you're all finished your project. The hose is disconnected, the nailer is disconnected, you've bled out all the air, you've rolled up the hose. You can come by and drop this off to us. So I really want to thank you for watching. And I also wanted to say that please keep in mind it's a very handy tool. It makes your work a lot easier, but it also is dangerous. So please follow all the safety instructions, read over the manual, and enjoy your project.